What up, killer?
Feel like I just seen you this weekend, man. How you doing?
Man, you probably did, and we gonna run into each other the next couple weekends too.
For sure, for sure. Hey, but we're doing our second episode of the promoter series. So, as we promised, we're going to be bringing on promoters from all different organizations, all different types of shows. I think every promoter that we have hand selected kind of do something good individually. Um, and we have a very special guest on today. I think you have done this show multiple times. Could be
Absolutely.
doing it. Could be doing it again. You know who knows? But who knows? But if you guys do not know the promoter of the Florida State Pro or Florida Pro Natural Championships, you will get to meet him today, Mr. Darrell. I have a few flyers. He will, of course, go over the dates and things of that nature. We got Darrell coming on, and he will explain a lot of different things about his shows. And hey, let's just go ahead and get straight into it.
Let's rock and roll.
So, how you doing today, Darrell?
What up, kids? What's
What's going
happening?
on, D Dog?
The much when I first linked on to get on this thing with all those images with E and U, I thought I logged into an OnlyFans page there for a second. I thought I was in the wrong spot. I was like, I thought you guys were going to ask me for my credit card.
Oh,
Nah,
hey,
you,
we should, we should.
you just had to stop scrolling before you got too far down there. Now,
No,
but
doing good, yes.
I was about to say, so if you can give us a quick intro on who you are, where people can find you, and then we will get into the questions because I think we always got a lot of good questions for you.
No worries. Basically, for the people that don't know, my name is Darrell DeVore. Me and my wife Holly are the promoters of the Florida State Natural Championships and the Florida Pro. We hold that always the first week of June in Altamont Springs, Florida. We're a stay where you compete event. This is our fifth year doing the Florida Pro and the Florida State Natural Amateur Championships, and been very fortunate with the level of talent, the competition that we've had, and looking forward to breaking our attendance and athlete record again this year. So.
So my first question is it Florida Pro or Florida Pro State National? Which one
Okay,
is
so,
it?
okay. So here's what I started doing 5 years ago. Uh, I started dual branding my show. The show and the business and the LLC is the Florida State Natural Bodybuilding Championships. What I decided to do instead of having the pros just go first and pay a higher entry fee is I started basically putting my event as two separate shows. We have the amateur state championships and we have the pro event, which I call the Florida Pro. So it's under the umbrella of the Florida State Natural Championships, but that is our Saturday show for the amateurs. And Sunday, we have a whole separate day just for the pro event, which is the Florida Pro.
Well, thanks for breaking that down because so many people they be like the Florida Pro
Yeah,
State Natural. I'm like, what? Florida Pro? I don't know what the Florida State whatever is. I know what the Florida
yep,
Pro is. So thanks for
exactly.
clarifying that.
Yep, it twists some tongues out there a little bit for sure.
All right, you said a lot in your intro, and I'm definitely going to try to hit on all of the aspects of what you spoke on because you spoke on the competition that you're able to get. You spoke on the venue shortly, and we'll definitely get into that. We're actually going to get into that now. All right, so you said something about a stay where you compete place, right? And then you also have in your title, you are the Arnold, Natural Arnold, which if people know that the hotel is connected to the Arnold Expo. And your show runs very similarly because it's at a hotel. There's a hotel, then there's a convention center, I think, connected to it. So can you explain your venue, why you picked that venue, and what are you doing to make that venue better this year?
Well, basically, let's go with the stage where you compete. The Hilton of Altamont Springs has been extremely good to us and for us because it allows us to have the event at their grand ballroom. It allows us to have a separate after party ballroom on Sunday night for all the athletes. They're on site. It has a restaurant, bar, full gym on site, and it also allows me to have up to 25 vendors for my expo. So I could go to a theater type format. Um, that's just not my jam. I just feel that the athletes really appreciate the fact that once they pull up to the hotel, their tanning is there, their makeup is there, the event is there. That's where they're going to be sleeping. That's where the after party is. That's where they basically have every single service for the show, and the ability for me to have a true expo, inviting a lot of vendors in for the athletes and the spectators.
Oh my bad, you was on mute. So to expand off of that, because Eric kind of took one of my questions that I wanted to ask. So you've been on record saying that your show is the Arnold of the natural bodybuilding world. And when some people hear that, I don't think they understand what that means. So can you just go ahead and break that down when you say, hey, my show, my pro show is the Arnold of, natural bodybuilding?
No, and I just started started promoting it that way last year, because I think it has a lot of similarities. The Arnold, okay, let's go to that side. First big first big super show for the IFBB of the year. That's where everybody gets tuned in, and turned on to who may or may not be winning the Olympia a few months down the road. Has their huge expo. It's all in one spot. You don't have to basically travel anywhere else. So in that aspect, that's one of the similarities. The other similarity is I've been fortunate enough to have champions on both sides, male and female, from basically every single natural organization compete at my show. I've had USBF champions, Yorton Cup champions, Universe champions, Mr. America champions, WNBF champions, IPE champions, GBO champions. So from the pro side, I basically pride myself that we've been able to put on a pro event that pros from everywhere actually want to come to and are appreciated by the way that they're treated. So our show, we're expecting around 175 total athletes this year. We're going to be over 70 pros in 12 different divisions, open and masters, all getting paid the same. So I think that's one of the reasons that I kind of say that we're the Arnold of natural bodybuilding, is because we're the first big kickoff super show. We have the champions that may or may not be winning those championship shows when it gets into championship season. I know we've had winners at our show that went on, first time winners of my show, to go on and win their big shows. The Mr. Americas, the Yortons, the USBFs, the Universes, the IPE Worlds. So it's kind of almost one of those type of deals. If you want to see where you measure, the Florida Pro stage is a great stick to see where you measure, because we've got people from all over the world coming in and all over the country. So if you want to see where you stack, this is a good stage to see where you stack.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna go kind of a similar direction of what you said about your competitive level. Like, I think you said you started, I think, 5 years ago. And with that being said, you have had, and we can list off just my division. I know all the names, right? I've seen the talent. And the thing is, you have been able to put your name up there with prestigious shows, especially earlier in the year, with the names you draw. Like, people just don't show up for a normal show. People just don't show up for a show that they don't think is worth it. So what do you think that you are doing as a promoter to keep these top quality guys coming back?
Um, for the guys and girls that come back or decide at least to compete for a shot at the Florida Pro title, me and my wife kind of wanted to make it mean something. The reason that we got into the promoting, being masters pros ourselves, and she's an open pro, I'm not that good. Um, there was nowhere for masters to compete and make money, period. Sure, they can get all lumped into an open class somewhere else, but they're still competing on an unlevel playing field. So our biggest thing is we want to put on an event to where our pro athletes are treated the way they should be, like pros, not just going first and paying a higher entry fee. I think that's garbage. Also, our bags. We give full backpacks for our swag bags when you register. Um, we have our championship rings for all 12 champion divisions. Separate T-shirts. They're separate days, separate tanning, separate everything, separate stage, so that the pros do get more. The pros also get are we're sponsored by Wolfpack, so each pro winner gets a Wolfpack bag. The female winners get a crown. The championship ring. BPI and Chula also come in with a ton of sponsored items for our pro athletes. So basically, I think it's once you come to my show and you see that when we say we take care of pros the way they should be, uh, we take care of our pros. So it is a glaring difference that they get way more, way better, and that's the way we envision, that's the way we want it, and I think that's bled over into a lot of different organizations, into a lot of different shows. That hey, you can't take advantage of your pro athletes and just think just because they have three initials on their pro card that you can treat them like shit. Can they just keep on showing back up and giving you your money? So every year we just keep trying to do it a little bit more, a little bit extra. Just one thing that redesigned our pro medals this year. So these are our brand new redesigned pro medals. I flash this thing everywhere. Every year we do a separate pro ring. It's not the same ring. I basically do them like Super Bowl rings. If you came and got my ring, okay, great. You already got that one. So why should I come back and get the same ring? So I just try to design our champion rings every year to be like a Super Bowl ring, different every year. So those are just some of the things that I that we try to do to take care of our pro athletes, our athlete spotlights, if they want them. We try to promote the natural pro athletes. So we try to do as much as we can, when it boils right down to it.
Absolutely. So a little backstory. I did a show in 2021 for an organization, and you happened to see that show. This is how our friendship started. You happened to see that show. You reached out to me not only as a promoter, but looking back on it, you reached out to me as someone being genuine and concerned too. I did a show. I placed last, dead last in classic physique. So you reached out to me. You was like, "Hey, that was bullshit. I got a show this day. Come do my show." So how important is it for you to build these genuine connections with these athletes so they can keep coming back to your show?
Well, yours is a good example. I'll put a caveat on that. I told you that I was going to let you compete for free, and then you messaged me back right before my show, and I'm so scrambled in my promoter fog. I'm like, well, I can give you a little bit of a discount. Then you call one of my friends, hey, is this guy full of shit? He said he did like a few months ago. He's gonna let me for free, and now he's trying to charge me money. I'm like, oh shit, that's Jamal. Okay, no, yeah, it is. So let me finish that story a little bit because it's a little bit
Yeah,
funnier than what you said. So, but 100%, that's the way I did reach out. I think you have to do a why here, why now, and why for me. Whether it's any type of business, whether it's a show, you have to do that, and you'll hear me a lot of times say my pros, my pros, my pros. Once you do my show, I consider you one of my pros. You're in our family. We interact through social media. I know your kids. I know their birthdays. We show up to posing clinics. We show up to other organization shows. So it's basically a little bit different than let's put up a poster 90 days out and just hope a bit shows up. Thank you. Collect your money. See you next year when I want to collect your money again. And it's the same thing up and down the street. Like you can go to a billion different shows. You have a billion different options. I just from a marketing standpoint and from a business standpoint have to figure out and let people know why you should come do my show, why you should do it this year, why you should do it now, and why you should pick us because we actually really do put the athletes first. We really care about our product. We try to improve it every year. We just don't. put up a flyer and say, "Hey, thanks for the money. See you next year when I'm asking for money again."
No, you said even like every time you say something, I always catch something different and catch something new about questions that I had. Because you spoke on the athlete spotlights, and I don't know if you've seen the first episode of the promoter series where we talked about a lot of things that you already do. And that's why when me and Jamal were speaking was like we know very good promoters that do the job. And one of the three things we say we want to see when we go to, well, Jamal said when he goes to a person page is the venue, the awards, and then the athletes who won that show. And I think you do a really good job at highlighting the people who win your show, but also the people who do your show. Because I tell people, especially in natural bodybuilding, it's like everybody wants that publicity. Everybody wants the clout, right? But I think
Yeah,
you do a really good job at supporting and promoting that athlete for years to come. Like you might have a person who competed in your show 2 years ago, still promoting them as your athlete, like you said, as your family.
absolutely.
So um, when it goes into, well, let's go into first call out first before I ask this question. So first, first call out, first call out, first call out. So I have one of your flyers here, and also, well, this is the same flyer. So with that being said, you have. Oh, did we lose him?
Holly's slapping him around right now.
Maybe he'll pop back in.
Hey.
Let's see. But Jamal, you did the Florida Pro. Let's talk about this as well until Darrell gets back on. So,
Oh, there we go.
hey, there you go. See, now we can go right back to it. You're muted. There we go. All right. So when it comes to athletes, and you
Hang
have
on,
great.
having a hard time seeing you, or
Oh,
can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
There we go. Okay, I got you.
So when it comes to the athletes that you get, me and Jamal talked about how some promoters are very avid at recruiting and avid at promoting. Let's say promoting because I think promoting is active. Like you have to promote the crap out of your show to get people there. So, what is your approach for that? And how often or how long do you reach out to athletes or try to promote your show to be bigger?
Okay, here I do things a little bit different. Um, I will see people that I would love to have at my show or that I feel did not get judged, say, particularly well, or that are just on the cusp. I will always reach out on social media. It's like, hey, did fantastic, great job. Would be honored to have you at Championship Weekend this year. Send them a couple of flyers, a couple of posts. Done. If they interact back with me, great. I'll give them all the information in the world. But I'm not sleazy Pete sliding up in your DMs talking shit about other organizations, talking bad about other shows, saying, "Oh, you need to do mine." That's not the way I roll. I basically reach out to anybody that I think is a great, good athlete on the cusp, a great pro, a pro I would love to see on my stage. Because at the end of the day, from a promotion standpoint, if you don't have new people rolling in and cracking that bag, then you're going to get the kind of stigma that, oh, it's just a homeboy show, or it's just a Florida show, or it's just an organization show. So that's not the way that I want to portray or actually run my show. I have judges from every single organization on my panel. We make sure that the criteria is 100%. Okay, subjective judge. Okay, stated criteria based on subjective judging. So blah 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 blah. We try to do it as best we can. I try to rotate judges in every year. I look at the results. I look at what I feel was either, maybe could have, been a little bit better, or maybe it's time to give somebody else another spot on the table. So I do rotate judges in and out as well when it comes to that. But yeah, I kind of just a couple little simple things.
So we're on this topic and you're not. I know you're going to say what's on your mind or whatever. So
Unfortunately.
how can you change that stigma about your show? Because unfortunately, most people think it is, oh, this is a homeboy show, or if you're from Florida, you're automatically going to win this show. So speaking to the mass, speaking to the people that never done your show, or the people that's out of state coming to your show, how can you ensure that the integrity is in place at your show, that not just a Florida-based person is going to win your show?
Easy. Here you go. Very first year of the Florida Pro, at my female, well, there isn't a figure for my open figure and masters figure pro. Minnesota, okay, was an IPE champion. Going on, let's see, a couple shows after that. Let's go. Basically, okay. Here, let me press before I even say anything else. Okay, I want new champs. I want people that won last year to get beat. And I've never had a repeat men's physique champion. I've never had a repeat bikini champion. I've never had a repeat figure champion. Never had a repeat physique champion. I've had repeat classic physique and bodybuilding. And when it comes to it, is the show fair? Why would I come there? It's probably a homeboy show. Well, I can put it like this: the people that have won my show, if you want to call Keith Showtime a homeboy Florida homer that's literally won every single show in every single organization across the planet, a Florida homer. Okay, well then tell all the other organizations that he's gone up there and whip their ass that he's a Florida homer. Marcus, Yorton Cup champion, presidential champion. Okay, not even in my organization technically, but he comes to my show to compete because it's a quality event. Hopefully, that's why he came. He won this year. Courtney Spaeth, or 2 years ago, Courtney Spaeth from Wisconsin. She won our figure. Last year, another lady from Wisconsin. She won figure in Open and Masters. So I've got people from all over. Naturally Supernatural. He won bodybuilding last year. Corey won my Masters bodybuilding. He's from Arizona. So we do have a wide base of athletes from all across the country, and Canada and France, and I think England this year. We have somebody from England that's coming this year. Um, but my thing is, come and see where you stack up. That's why I consider myself the Arnold of natural bodybuilding, because we draw these caliber of athletes, both male and females, to our pro stage. So if you're mad because Jay won Classic 2 years in a row, fucking come and beat him. It's not good for me to have the same guy winning over and over again. Jamal, you beat him. Trying to get you back for the rubber match. Jay got one, you got one. Trying to get that number 3, in the books. But listen, from a business standpoint, why in the world would I want the same people on my stage over and over and over again, winning over and over and over again by the same judges over and over and over again? And then I just be like everybody else. What's the draw?
But
Why do it?
Darrell, like if they're the best showing up to your show and they win, like there's nothing you can do about that. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. It's just I'm super. I've been super blessed in the fact that I have had so many high caliber male and female athletes from all over the country. Now, Florida's a hotbed. Of course, there's a Jesus Christ, add them up. You can't throw a rock in Florida without hitting a pro athlete. But I've been fortunate and blessed enough to have people like Rare Breed bring their athletes from upstate New York, New Jersey, and New York. Team Cook Fitness bringing their athletes from Lucera. Kent, A&BF, they support with the show and bring their athletes. Rogers from now Onyx, love him to death. He pays for people, one person a year, to do my show and sends them to my show from his organization. So I have a lot of fantastic and wonderful relationships with a lot of different organizations out there, and we just try to keep everything promoted, the way that it should. Because anytime you hear natural, it's like, oh, it's a natural show. Oh, okay. Why would I come to your expo? It's a natural show. You kind of got that little bit of a stink on the word natural. And that's just what I've been trying to take off is just get that stink off the word natural because I'll put my show up against any show in the country, regardless of organization. It's just how you want to do it and how you want to roll and how you want to get down. You don't have to do what I do, but whatever you do, just make sure you do it well and you don't take advantage of the athletes.
Bang,
I agree with
bang.
all that. I agree with all that. So we also spoke. I spoke on the first episode that I feel like there's a lot of promoters who's too far disconnected from the competition world. And what I mean by that is, the athlete is always, hey, what can I do better? What can I bring in better? What can I do, to up my game for the next year? And the thing about you is I have seen you at so many shows. We speak every time, we talk for a while. And the one thing I can honestly say about Florida Pro is it improves every year, whether it's a different type of award, whether it's a different medal. So to take it off of this show, but just into your mindset as a promoter, why is being competitive, not only knowing what your competition is doing, important as a promoter?
Well, okay, again, if you have blinders on in any business, and let me preface what I'm getting ready to say with, first of all, this is a business. Okay. If you treat your event or your show like a hobby, a pastime, or just something that you want to put on your IG handle, then you're not going to be good at it. You're already not good at it, and probably nobody wants to come back to it if they do it. So if you don't really see what's going on and see what the athletes like, hey, I like swords. Okay, great. Did swords for the first couple of years. Can't fly with them that well. I'm not a local show. If my pros win, now they got to pay to take swords back and this and that, and maybe they don't take them. And that. So there's just little things that I keep in the back of my mind to where I want to make sure, say, okay, my hotel. I've negotiated my hotel to where it's one of the lowest in Florida that you can't find a Motel 6 for what you have at the Hilton on my negotiated rate. So it's just the the little things like that. Um, oh, I hated my warm up area. Oh, okay. Uh, I go to shows and events to see what not to do. I know what I want to do. I think and I'll preference that with it may not be the right way. It may be the wrong way, but I don't care. It's my way. So as long as it's getting done my way and it's taking care of the athletes, that's what I care about. But I basically go to other events to find out what not to do. Oh God, that sucks. I will never do that. Take a note of that. Oh, I might steal that from here. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to do that this year. Let me try to find a way to make that better and not just do that. Let me try to make it better and put a different spin on it. So if you're not self-aware of your surroundings and the good promoters that are doing good things, then but there's nothing wrong with a 30-person show run well. Nothing wrong with that. You don't have to do everything that I do. God bless you if you're trying to do everything that I'm doing because it's a lot. So I mean, I can make it a lot easier on myself without doing the stuff that I do and just running an event. But I think you really have to you have to talk to the athletes. You have to talk to the pros. I mean, you have to see what the hot buttons are. Why did you do this? Why did you go there? Well, and you have to incorporate that, and you have to be cognizant of those things, or the athletes just aren't going to come. And that what's the fun in that? There's no fun in putting in 20 weeks worth of prep and hopping on stage with two people. That's just the worst thing that could ever happen in my mind for my show. I want to load the stage so that you're actually competing and feel like that you're on stage with, just a competition. You can just do all the prep and somebody sends you, Eric, send me $89 and I'll ship you a medal. You don't even have to show up. It's just horrible when you have two people standing there on a stage in a class together. It's just, man. That because I've been there. I've stood on those stages. It's like, man, okay, all right, yay. But
So quick question. So where did you
now
place him?
I'll ramble. Cut me off. I will talk.
Where did you place when there was two people on stage?
Oh, thank God I got first. I'd have killed myself. Um, but I've been on stages to where I've been the second. I've been only one or two people, and lost too. One was Chris McKenzie, BPI. He beat me out one year in masters bodybuilding. So yeah, no, by no means am I the perennial uh, pro competitor by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, I got a question for you, and I don't know if you put this out to the public yet or not. Hopefully, I'm not ruining anything when I ask you this question. So you're changing your format for the pros this year. You're going through the straight through format. What made you want to do that?
By listening to my pros. Basically, that's why I got rid of the T walk, because the T walk is absolute insanity for the females. The second I got rid of the T walk, my DMs blew up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. That sucks. That's the worst thing ever. Blah 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 blah. So got rid of the T walk because I listened to the athletes. Um, Basically for the straight through format, I am a fan because the way that I wanted to do my event is to have the prejudging and have a finals, like an event for the finals. Have things going on to make it a production for the finals, not being done with prejudging at 10:30 and then waiting till 4 o'clock to get on stage for finals, which is insanity. That makes no sense at all. Every year up until this point, I've backed up my finals so that technically now we traditionally get done with our prejudging around 12 noon every show, and finals started at 2. Had a quick little break, quick turnaround, boom. Let's go right into it. Going to try the straight through format with the pros this year. I don't know how it's going to go with my crowd because my audience is the other thing for the athletes that's very important to me. There's nothing worse than being up on stage to crickets. Um, we've averaged around 350 to 400 people per day each day for the amateur show on Saturday and the pro show on Sunday. So that's important to me also, so that the athletes can actually hear, say, hey, let's go, come on, let's make some noise. Um, so just we're going to see. Um, Straight through format is a no brainer, but I run mine so tight anyway that I would still be coming out around the same, whether it's prejudging in finals or a straight through format. The only thing that I have to worry about this year is I do a best professional athlete in show award. So if you're the first class that's up, whoever won got to stick around to the end because you might miss out on winning best pro in show. So those are the little things that are not at an advantage to doing the straight through format when you have big specialty awards at the end. But that's what we're going to try to navigate through this year. But yeah, the reason that we went to a straight through format is just listening to the athletes and just let's give it a shot. If it works and it rolls, Rockstar works and it rolls. Keep going.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to move into the last call out. We have just a couple more questions for you. So I have a good one here because I've been thinking about this.
I'll try to keep my answers short so you can give me as many as possible.
All right. So I've been thinking about this one the whole episode. So we all talk about what we are great at and what we are good at. But I can say a true honest person is someone who knows what their weakness is and can acknowledge that and say, hey, this is what I'm doing to improve that. So what are three, and the straight through format you could use that as one, but what are three things that you have received athlete feedback on and you're like, hey, this year I'm going to get that right. I'm going to improve that.
Straight through format was one. The other thing is a couple of athletes have said some things over the past couple of years, but it's more from me lighting. I have never been satisfied with my lighting at any year that I've done the show. This year, I've spent $3,000 and I'm doing my own lighting. So I'm doing the lighting this year. So it's all on me. If I screw it up, hello, blame me. But I feel that with my ridiculous level of ADD and attention to detail, that the lighting will be better this year. And that was one thing. Third thing, um, listen, it's all about what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? We're sponsored by Wolfpack. Wolfpack's coming back. I redid my medals. And you're getting the same medal over and over and over again. Okay, let's freshen it up a little bit. Rings, new ring every year. Just that's one of the ongoing continual things from athletes. Oh, this, that, the other thing. Well, I listen to all of it. Throw away the bottom 10%. Try to focus on the top 10% and what's in the middle. Um, but that's basically the things going on for this year for the improvement side, listening to the athletes.
Nice.
It's on me, huh? So, how important is a rivalry reality show for a promoter?
Wow. Trick bag. Okay, here the what was really fun a couple of years ago was Petty Friday when Marcus and Showtime were going at it. When you've got that healthy little banter back and forth between two guys that like each other and know each other, that compete with each other, um, I think it's good. I think it's good. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but when you start getting to the point of um, just shit talking and call outs for no reason that have no basis in or rooted in reality, and again double-edged sword. I think it can be good if it's done properly in good humor and in good intention, and I think it can go bad when you have people that do malicious things and say malicious things that really don't need to be said just to try to gin something up. So yeah, if you've got somebody that two or three really big names that are coming in, great. But is it really a rivalry if they've never competed head to head? Who's winning the rubber match? Like who's got two up and who's got one? Who's got three up on the two? It's like going all over and competing in different organizations. Like who's got the most bags against the other guy or the other girl. But I think it's fun if it's done the right way, and if it's not, it just needs to be dialed back, and the promoter needs to be aware of that because that can affect the promoter, that can affect the show. If you've got two guys or two girls just off the rails, just talking mad shit at each other, that's not a family friendly environment, and it just doesn't do anything to benefit you from a business standpoint.
All right, and I have my final question. So, as an athlete, when we compete at shows, we all have an experience and we take something away from that show. As you know, I have brought multiple athletes down to your show for multiple years, and I don't think I would do that if it wasn't a great show. But from a promoter
Thank you.
standpoint, I'm pretty sure you have a mission of having the competitor leave with something. So, if you, from a promoter standpoint, if a competitor competes at your show, what do you think they leave with when they compete at the Florida Pro?
Okay, let's go. I'm going to break it down between Saturday and Sunday. When you come to the Florida State Natural Championships, it's the only natural state championships in Florida with any organization or anything that has to do with natural. So you have a chance to become a state champion. The takeaway is that I came to an event to where I wasn't one of three people standing on stage. When you come to my event and you were promised an opportunity for a pro card, that is basically guaranteed because we have almost every single class pro card qualified by the end of registration. So it's not going to be false promises and false hopes and the same 15 people up on stage. So hopefully, when you come to the Florida for the Florida State Natural, you see an event, you see an expo, you see a professional stage, you see professional staff, professional awards, and you come away with, hey, I had a great time. People actually cared about me, knew my name, cared enough to take care of this, cared enough to take care of that. And even if I don't come back, I'm going to refer it. Word of mouth is everything. So I'd rather you tell three people that you like it than tell every single person walking down the street you fucking hate it. That's my rule. Tell three. I don't want you telling everybody. from the pro side on Sunday. Um, you're special. You're way more special. And I make sure you know that you're way more special because you're a pro at my show. From the backpacks that you receive at check-in, your own custom t-shirts that you receive. You have different medals and awards than the state championships on the amateur side that are nicer. You have sponsored other awards from, say, Wolfpack, from the championship rings, from BPI nutrition, from old school bodybuilding. So you're getting things heaped on you as a professional athlete that I want to be the standard in every show. Because if you're a pro, I want you treated like a pro. You should be treated like a pro. So I want your takeaway as a pro athlete when you do my show. What the fuck is wrong with everybody else? Why am I not getting this treatment at every pro event that I go to? Because it's possible. If you take care of your pros, listen, you want to have something. Okay, I'm going to get my pro card. What does that give me? What? Okay, I get to go first and a higher entry fee. Oh no. Okay, I win my pro card on Saturday. I have the opportunity to compete on Sunday with the other pros just to see. I pay that entry fee. You just have to pay your pro membership. So where do you stand up? And oh, wait a minute, why are they getting all this and I'm just getting this? Because they're pros. I want I want the amateurs to see something on Sunday. Oh, I want that treatment. No, I want what they're getting. So that's what I want my pros to take away when they do my show. It's a show worth doing it from a professional athlete standpoint, even though I might be flying from California or Wisconsin or Michigan or France. It's actually worth it for me to do this show because I'm treated so well. So that's my takeaway from the pro side.
All right. My last question. And I think we're going to be done. All right. Jeremiah Wright, Jamal Williams, both show up at their best at the Florida Pro. Who's winning that? Just kidding. Don't answer that.
No, because I want to throw. I'm not going to answer that because I'm going to let the judges decide if your ass ever decides to come back. But to that, I want my D Moores standing up there with you and Jay. I want Alex up there standing with you and Jay. I want the best of the best that's out there all over the country. If you're winning in your neighborhood, hop on the bus. Hop on the bus, player. Let's go. Like Mr. America seems to be the only place that some people like gel together and do that inter organization competition. But other than my show, that's why I call it the Arnold. But yeah, I want that's what I've also prided myself on. I get the best of the best in the country. That's what I want to see on stage for my pros. I want the best competing with the best, and the people that think that they're the best or want to see how they stack up. They know that there's a stage that they can go to figure that out.
All right, now a serious question, because like me and Jay known each other since 21. We've competed twice together or whatnot. There is no ill will there. Me and Jay are buddies or whatnot.
Oh.
So why do you think people are so intrigued to see this matchup?
Well, I think Jay has stepped out into almost every single natural organization there is, other than WNBF and OCB, and won at every single organization level. First year he was at this year was the Natural Olympia. Last year wasn't his best package. He knows that. So we'll see what he brings this year. Got second in the Natural Olympia, first year being there. Won everywhere else. You, two-time back-to-back Yorton Cup champion, presidential back-to-back. So when you see that, because nobody else in Classic. Yeah, now you have Alec. That's won, some bigger shows. He's won my show last year. Won a couple of universe titles. But when you have the two biggest dogs in the yard, everybody wanted to see the back in the day the Cowboys and the Steelers play. Everybody wanted to see the Eagles and Kansas City, even though everybody wanted the Eagles to put the show to Kansas City. Thank God that happened. But when you have two big players that have the resume. People want to see people want to see them on stage together. You know, and same with the females. You know, same with like any of the pros. When you have, you know, two cats or three cats that are just knocking it down, everybody wants to see them on stage together. They just want to see how it's going to shape out.
Absolutely.
Nah, for sure. So
That was your chance to say that I will see you on stage. You miss your shot. Like we can do this and edit. So like that's where you say, "I'll see you on stage June 8th." But we'll fix this in post.
Well,
So.
hey, apparently, if you let the people tell it, I'm gonna be there anyway. Hey,
you're already on stage.
Did you receive a registration from me yet?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Sadly, no. Sadly, no.
Oh man.
Darrell, can you tell everyone where they can find you at, where they can register? We will also attach a flyer to the cover art of this. But can you tell people where to find you and where to register?
Absolutely. If you go to floridastatenatural.com, that's our website. It has every bit of show information, the registration site, event store, order of events is up, been up for months and ready to go. If you're on Instagram, look for that. I'm the big muscle orange guy, Florida State Natural. Same with Facebook, Florida State Natural. I live on IG, so you can DM me anytime. You can do a website inquiry. If you call, believe it or not, I pick up the phone. Most athletes are shocked that somebody actually picks up the phone when they call a promoter or a show. And it's like, I thought I was going to leave a message. Who's this? They're like, oh, this is Darrell, promoter. Like, how you doing? How can I help? But Florida State Natural on Facebook, Florida State Natural on IG, www.floridastatenatural.com is my website. And you know, let's get it cranked up. I can't wait to have another amazing event this year. New live stream company. I totally forgot to mention that MGI Media, who you guys are familiar with. They just did Marcus's show in Tampa. MGI Media is our live stream partner. So that's going to be another huge upgrade this year and something to look forward to with the show as well.
Perfect. Well, we appreciate you for coming on. Like we said, this is going on the 6th year for you doing the show, right? 6th.
Well, this is the 5th. This is the 5th, technically, with the Florida State Natural. I had 1 year we did a show that we didn't really call it the state championships, but this is the 5th year for the Florida State Natural championships and the Florida Pro. So we're going to do it year number 5.
All right. So y'all hear it, competitors who's going to watch this. If you are ready, we will see you there. So ain't that right, Jamal? We will see them there.
It's like Hollywood Squares, like looking like. You gonna be ready? You like this one right here.
Basically, if you're ready, come out to the Florida Pro, test your talents. But until next time, y'all. Peace.